Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Friday slate. We have a nice slate for tonight. So let's get right into it. You can drop a like down below, subscribe if you have not already. Last night scored a 296 on Draftkings. I know that was good enough for all the tournaments. The cash line in double ups was higher than tournaments, so it was a little bit closer there. I think we might have been a couple points short in most, but hopefully if you played at least some tournaments, you made some money. And then Fanduel had Wiggins, and we all know what happened there. So that was very frustrating, but can't really do anything about it. So let's keep it going today. We have a nice slate for Friday. We get about like 2,025. We get about like 2,500 viewers per video. So I really appreciate if everybody would try to hit the like button. I know there's been like some troll that's been dropping a lot of thumbs down for the last couple videos. I really don't know why, but just to keep the like and dislike ratio at a respectable level, I appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up because it's just frustrating. But I'm not going to let that get to me just because I know they are nothing better to do in life and just hate on other people. But point guard for today, there are a couple of injury concerns. Luka Doncic and Trae Young at 10-5 and 10-7. Both are viable. I would kind of like Trae Young a little bit in this kind of matchup. Luka's traveling to Miami on the road. Tough defense, while Trae Young is at home against Brooklyn. Young has been great at home. He's been great as of late. So I think he's a pretty good option, assuming that he's in. And then I really do like a couple teams on the slate. I think the Magic are very interesting. They've been playing some good basketball lately, and they've been playing some guys a lot of minutes. We'll get to. And then the other team that's very appealing is the Memphis Grizzlies. They are back at home after a very tough 4-game road trip where they went 0-4, but they faced teams like the Rockets, the Clippers, the Lakers during that stretch, and now this is a very important game for them just to stay alive in the West. I mean, they're still the 8th seed, but it's getting close, and now they're facing a Kings team that's like 3.5 games back or very close to them, so they need a win, and I think Taylor Jenkins is going to run his starters out there a little bit longer than usual, or run his better players out there as long as it's not a blowout, which has been the case the last couple games. So at point guard here, I really do like Ja Morant. He's only 6,600, which is a really good price tag for him on DraftKings. His minutes have been low the last couple games because of the blowouts, so he hasn't gotten the 32 to 33 minutes that he occasionally can get, and especially at this point of the season, in close games, I'm expecting like 32, 33 minutes out of Morant. He's at home. Morant and the Grizzlies have been so much better at home this year, which you kind of would expect for a young player and a rookie. But as you see, it's not even that close. At home, he's scored 959 DraftKings points in 31 minutes per game, and then on the road, he's only scored 777. And same amount of games, 26 games. So he's averaging like 6 or 7 more DraftKings points at home. I think he's going in for a very good game here, a very good bounce back. So I really do like the Grizzlies tonight. Over at shooting guard, it's like Donovan Mitchell looks pretty good at 8,000. Jimmy Butler looks good. Devin Booker let me down big time the other day, but I think he looks fine with no Oubre. I do like Fournier at 6,500. Just in this type of matchup, the Timberwolves are very bad defensively. He gets good minutes. He's pretty safe with a little bit of upside. And then I do like Fultz at 5,900. It's just one of those slates where there's not a lot right now that I like, but I think Fultz makes some sense at 5,900. You're getting a point guard at shooting guard. That's always good. To get a ball handler in that shooting guard spot, get some assist opportunities. He's been racking up assists, has a chance for double-doubles some nights just because he does play good minutes. He's on the court for like 32, 34 minutes here, and at 5,900, it's a good price tag on him with the upside that he does have. He occasionally can go off, as we saw against Detroit and we saw against the Lakers earlier this year, and he's at home, which is good for him, just for his confidence, and I'm assuming he's played a lot better at home this year. So I think he looks pretty good at 5,900. Just want to get some exposure to the Magic, and I think he's a pretty good way to get some exposure. And then we'll touch on the other place that I like. At small forward, it's like I don't know if I really want to pay 83 for LeVert. I think I would probably try to spend kind of down at this position a little bit. Maybe Fournier at 65 looks fine. Bogdanovich at 61 looks okay. And then if you go cheaper, you have Brooks at 5,200, which I do like quite a bit. And then Sarge is priced up at 48, but that's not something I really want to get to. I think on Fanduel he's a little bit better. And then they didn't start Josh Jackson, which was surprising, and they kind of got crushed. So I think there's a chance he could start, and that would be interesting to look his way. But with everybody so close to Dylan Brooks, I think going with him is perfectly fine. Here he might be starting to get back on track. He finally hit some threes last game. He took 26 shots in 30 minutes, so he was out there shooting as much as he wants. And there are a lot of shots to go around without Jaren Jackson and with all the injuries on the team right now. So his minutes are secure. They should be in the 30s at least, like probably get you mid-30s if the game is close. And I think at home he's also played a lot better. If you do the same thing I did or just look on the Draftkings app, he scored more Draftkings points at home. And it's just a 5,200 price tag, a guy that has some upside. He's been struggling, but there's been some tough matchups against the Clippers, against the Lakers, tough defenses. So I think he's in for a bounce back game or a kind of like a big game after struggling for a while. Power forward, Giannis is probable. We'll see. A couple times he's been probable, then he's gotten downgraded to out. So hopefully that's not the case tonight. Aaron Gordon is somebody I'm going to talk about. And then I think if you want to go cheap, you have maybe Nance. Although I do prefer Tristan Thompson just because he's starting. And that's kind of it. You could take a shot on some of these punt options, but right now if Serge Ibaka rests, then Rondae Hollis-Jefferson is a really nice play. And then we'll see what happens with Zeller. If he doesn't play again, then Bismack at center could be viable, but it's not a very appealing spot at all. But Aaron Gordon has been playing monster minutes. It's been unprecedented how many minutes he's playing for a big guy. 41 minutes the last couple games. Both of those were in regulation. So he's just taken over, playing huge minutes. Then the 43 against Detroit was an overtime game, and then the Dallas game was a blowout, so he only saw 35 there. But I think they're really going to try to give him, I think they might just try to give him 40 minutes a game, as he's been doing. He's been very solid lately. Ever since the dunk contest, he seems maybe he's pissed off at the NBA, so he's just taking his frustrations out. Against the Timberwolves, it's an amazing matchup at home. The way he's been playing, I think he is worth some consideration in this type of spot. And then at center here, Drummond is out at 74. I think DeAndre Ayton looks pretty good at 8,100. It's a very, very good matchup for him against the Pistons with the injuries there. And then you do have some other centers that I do like Gobert's only 78. I do like Valanciunas here at 6,700. He's cheap, and the Kings have been playing some bigger guys at center lately. They've been playing Alex Len. He played a lot last night. Hopefully he can still play tonight. But he played 21 minutes. If he does happen to be ruled out, that would make me a little bit downgrade a little bit for Valanciunas, just because there's a chance they could be elites at the 5 and then they go small, or then Valanciunas gets run off the court. But if Len is in, he should see good minutes. And then Giles has been playing good minutes. So they've been playing 40 minutes from these two centers. So Valanciunas looks safe for the minutes tonight, and it's a good spot at home. But Tristan Thompson looks good, 5,700. He's going to play good minutes tonight, 30s, probably, just in this type of matchup. There's a chance it could go small, but against Favors, he should play at least as much as Favors plays, and then could get a couple extra. But yeah, I think he looks good. And then whenever Melly's out there, I think Kevin Love can just stretch out to Melly, so it's not as big of a concern. And then at utility, I think I do like DeAndre Ayton at 8,100, but I also do like the upside that Valanciunas does present at 6,700. I do like the Grizzlies. I like these three the most. I think Valanciunas is also due for a big game. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now for DraftKings. And for Fanduel here, point guard, Fox looks like he's hopeful to play. If he does play, then he looks good in this type of matchup at that price tag at 7,200. Rubio looks good. He's been balling out, but Morant's only 5,800. That's a very tough price tag to ignore. At shooting guard, Bradley Beal looks good. It's a tough spot in Utah, but he's cheap. Booker's cheap enough at 7,500. Donovan Mitchell's cheap also. He's been playing pretty well, but he's also scoring dependent. If he's going to be popular tonight, you could just jump off of him because there are other options like LeVert at 72 on Fanduel is a lot better priced. I kind of do like Evan Fournier at 5,900. He plays good minutes in the 30s. He's going to be one of their leading scorers, been scoring 20-plus points 4 out of his last 5 games, almost 5 out of 5. I scored 19 against Detroit, so he's pretty safe in terms of a floor. He has a ceiling in this type of spot, so I do like Fournier on FanDuel. Small forward here, you have Siakam, looks good at 8,100 against Charlotte. It's a spot where this game could easily get out of hand, but he looks good as of now. And then I do like Bogdanovich at 4,800, and I think that Hunter at 43 is viable, as is Kyle Anderson and Josh Jackson. But right now, unless like Josh Jackson we know he's starting, then I kind of do like Bogdanovich here. He's a very cheap price tag for him on FanDuel. He's also been up and down this year, but it's a great spot against Washington at home. It's a fast-paced game, huge pace bump for the Jazz. I think he's gonna very good chance that he hits at least 6x upside in this spot. At power forward, it's gonna be Bam is probable, so it's definitely Aaron Gordon I like at 7,800. Kevin Love is very, very cheap on FanDuel of 62. That's tough to ignore. And then you could take a shot on like a Giles at 4,800. Maybe if Len is resting, then he could be a lot safer of an option. But I do like Kevin Love at 6,200. That's just a nice cheap price tag. Without Drummond, his minutes should be even more secure. You should see like at least in the 30s. I know last game they played Zizic for a couple of minutes, like 7 minutes. So, but really, I think it's going to be a 3-man rotation at the power forward and center positions with Nance, Love, and Tristan Thompson. And then at center here, I think I'll probably be spending down for either Valanciunas at 6,500 or Tristan Thompson at 5,000. Those are the two ones that I really do have some interest in. Then if I do pay up, it would probably be for like Gobert is only 7,600. That's really cheap. But really 65 for Valanciunas in this spot. I do, like I said, if Len happens to rest, then I probably will go to like Tristan Thompson at this spot, just because there's a good chance that he doesn't see a lot of minutes because the game can go small. But assuming Len's in and Giles has been getting more minutes at the center spot, I think Valanciunas, he's struggled lately, but it's also just due to the matchups. Tough matchups lately. The last 3 have been very tough, but we know what he can do. We've seen the upside that he's presented all year. He's at a very cheap price tag, and they're very short-handed. No Clark, no Jackson. If he's playing well, and not like in foul trouble or anything, he should see good minutes and should see, like, I would assume 30 minutes at least, depending on if he's playing well, and just given how important this game is. So that's what I'm looking at for this slate. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You can drop a like down below before you head out, and good luck tonight.